I want to show you how to access unlimited money for free for the rest of your life. Okay, if you didn't know already, they are printing trillions of dollars every single year at zero cost, and you're out here slaving away for minimum wage. Okay, if you are still working hard for money in 2025, you've officially been fooled. And I'm here to break you out of the matrix because for the past 6 years, I've been leveraging other people's money at 0% interest, meaning it's free, and I deploy that into active and passive businesses, and it makes me a lot of money. I became a multi-millionaire at 24 years old, and I've been playing this game for a while at the highest level. I have over $500,000 at 0% business cards, and I've helped over 1,000 students repair their credit, fix their credit, optimize their credit, and get hundreds of thousands of dollars in funding on 0% and then deploy that into their business or start a new business. So I want to give you the exact roadmap that I started doing 6 years ago that has made my life really awesome. And the reason I'm making this video is because I know anyone can do it. So as long as you lock in and pay attention and write some notes, you're going to be on your way too. So the first thing you need to do is stop working so hard. You want to work smart, not hard. There is a rule book that the elite and the rich and the famous are playing that you need to start to understand and implement into your life. Okay, I'm going to go over two very basic concepts that you need to get right now in order to make a lot of money in this current world. Okay, if you want to have access to money, power, and pay little to no taxes, you need to get credit and you need to get an LLC. And I'm going to go over why these are so important. So first up, credit is so important because it's unsecured. You do not have to give the banks anything. You don't have to pledge any collateral. You don't have to give them your home, your car, money, nothing. They're just giving you free money, which means the banks are lending it to you with zero strings attached. Okay, well, what if you don't pay them back? Nothing. Your score, that little invisible thing called a FICO score that they just made up, it drops, okay? That's it. You don't die. They don't steal your dog. They're not going to come and repossess your car. You just have a number go down on a screen, okay? And it's totally fixable, okay? We have amazing consumer protection laws in the United States. We have the Fair Credit Reporting Act that states if something cannot be proved, it must be removed. So I've removed so many things off my credit file over the years. I've helped my clients remove bankruptcies, repossessions, collections, late payments, charge-offs, whatever it is, no matter how bad it is, it can be fixed, okay? So don't freak out if you have a bad credit score and you're watching this. We can take care of that. Next, business credit. This is where the magic lies, okay? Business credit is the ultimate hack because it does not report to your personal credit, and they don't check for any income verification. They don't want your tax returns. They don't want to know if you have a successful business already. It's all projected. It's all fugazi, okay? Also unsecured. So what happens if you wreck your business credit? Nothing, okay? Banks don't talk to each other either, which is so crazy, okay? If I go into Chase Bank and they give me $50,000 at 0%, you would think the next bank would be like, I don't know if I want to lend this guy because he already got $50K from this guy over here. So let me see how he does with that. They can't see anything because none of this is attached to my personal credit file, aka my FICO, aka my credit report. They can't see who I'm banking with because we wipe the inquiries once we get approved for these cards. And I show you these advanced strategies in my program credit class that helps over 1,000 individuals get credit and deploy it into passive and active income streams, okay? So with this, I can go ahead and I can stack 5 to 7 cards in one round of applications through all different banks, and none of them have any idea, okay? And the best part is all of that money that I just got is at a 0% interest rate for 12 months or more. And if I need more time than that, I can balance transfer to another set of cards in the next year. I can float this 36 months. And this is the most important part because the dollar is dying. Our purchasing power is getting eroded every single year. In the past 5 years, the dollar has 40% less purchasing power. Okay, and I'll tell you why this is so important towards the end of this video. Finally, you get unlimited free travel. You get top status at hotels, airlines, rental cars. You get TSA pre-check, global entry. You never have to wait in the line again. Amazing lounges all around the world. These are all just little bonuses that come with the game of knowing how to make money. Okay, don't you want that? If you want this stuff, smash the like button because I'm going to show you how to get it right now. Okay, next, besides credit, what else is so important? Getting an LLC. You need to get incorporated right now. Okay, a limited liability company. It literally says what it is in the name, limited liability. Okay, this protects you from personal liability. In case your business goes bankrupt, in case you screw up, okay, you are not going to be personally liable. If your business goes under, your personal assets are going to be protected. They can't take your dog. They can't take your house. They can't take your car because you've separated the entities. You got your person, you got your business, okay? You can also elect the LLC as an S Corp, and you can pay yourself a reasonable salary to save a lot more money in taxes. This is what I do for most of my LLCs. Okay, and now because we have a business, we've unlocked write-offs. We can write off business expenses 100%, and we get depreciation. And with Trump back in office, he just passed the big, beautiful bill, which allows us to write off 100% in year one. So if I want to mine Bitcoin, I can stack my Bitcoin, build my wealth, and write off 100% of the purchase price of my machines. Okay, now, what can we do with business credit? Well, check it out. Here's one of my favorite cards. I have about 8 of these right here. And the typical limit for me and my students that we're getting approved is $50,000. The reason why is because we work directly with relationship managers that give us the limits that we request. And these applications go directly to an in-person underwriter that passes it through. Okay, in Credit Class, my program, we have access to hundreds of personal and business banking relationships that we're able to connect you with. Okay, so what can you do with $50,000? You can do so much. I don't think you realize $50K at 0% means the bank gave you $50,000. You have a whole year to pay it back at no interest. I can go and start my Airbnb arbitrage and go pick up 3 different units. I can start a Bitcoin mining business. I can start a Turo automation company, or I can build a fleet of cars. I can buy a car for 50 grand and get that to return me some profit. Okay, there's so many options. If you have a current business, if you have an e-com business, you can buy more inventory, right? The money can go so far, okay? And the more you do this, the more comfortable you get, and the more you network with other people leveraging these tools, the more confidence you're going to have going into it, okay? Another thing that I do is I pay my tax bills at 0% interest, right? When I file my extension, I got to pay some fees and stuff, but when I want to extend it further because I want to keep my money in Bitcoin in the bull market, and Bitcoin's going up 300% in the past 2.5 years, that would make so much more sense than selling it and paying tax, right? Why don't I just let the bank pay my taxes? I'll float it at 0% interest, and then I'll just pay the banks small monthly payments over 12 months, which is much more comfortable for me. And I just keep all my cash in my investments and I let them compound and grow. Okay, this is just another example of what me and my students are doing in Credit Class. Now, let's talk about what's really going on under the hood, okay? This is the purchasing power of the US dollar. The dollar, if you didn't know, used to be backed by gold, okay? But look what happened in 1971. Richard Nixon took the dollar off the gold standard, and look at this rapid decline of the purchasing power. Okay, this is only until 2020, and in the past 5 years, I told you, we just dropped another 40%. Okay, so the dollar is eroding. Your purchasing power is losing steam every single day, and inflation's going up rampantly all around the world. Your groceries are more. I mean, man, if I wasn't rich, I don't know how I'd afford these $400 groceries that barely fill up my fridge that my wife just ordered on Amazon. I just checked the bill. I was like, this is insane. How is anyone that's not rich and understands money doing this stuff? And the answer is you're not. You're going to get squeezed out. The middle class and the poor are done unless you guys grasp this information and put it to use. Okay? So look, the dollar's down 40%, but like I said, inflation's going up. And that's actually a good thing because inflation is inflating our assets. So as long as you are smart and you're deploying these dying, dirty dollars into assets like the S&P 500, if you're basic, into Palantir and all these AI stocks, the Magnificent Seven, Bitcoin. Obviously, if one thing is dying, if the dollar is dying, we should probably buy the currency that's actually the best performing asset of all time, which is Bitcoin, because there's only 21 million of them. Bitcoin's up 1,000% in the past 5 years. So what I'm doing with all my students, we're shorting the dollar every single day that we're taking out credit and we're using debt. Okay. We don't touch our money. Profits come in from my businesses. I put it in Bitcoin. That begins to compound and I keep dollar cost averaging over time. I pay for all my expenses, my employees, everything with business credit, and then I pay that back over time, right? So this is the way that I've been able to get wealthy over the past couple years. You want to keep as much money as possible invested in compounding, okay? And another tip is you want to use Bitcoin as your denominator when you're measuring things to invest in, okay? Do not use US dollar. Right? Because you'll see, like I'll show you in this chart right here, when you price everything in Bitcoin, it's probably going down, right? Look at Tesla even. Tesla's a phenomenal stock. Look at Tesla measured in Bitcoin over the past 5 years. Down only. I'd much rather own Bitcoin. Okay, look at the S&P 500 priced in Bitcoin over the past 5 years. Down only, right? Bitcoin is outperforming everything. So Bitcoin is your new hurdle rate, right? You don't want to just price the NASDAQ in US dollars and be like, oh, look at this. It's up only. I should invest in this. No, when you price the NASDAQ over the past 5 years in Bitcoin, it is down only, okay? When I price ETH in Bitcoin, down only. When I price gold in Bitcoin, down only. Literally everything, your house, down only. Everything priced in Bitcoin is going to zero. Zero. Okay. So that's why I'm leveraging hundreds of thousands of dollars from the banks. I'm scaling my businesses and I'm deploying all this money into Bitcoin and Bitcoin mining. Okay. So look, if you want to hop on the train with me and short the US dollar and take full advantage of the banks and start living a beautiful, great life that we're all capable of living, then right now I want to let you know I'm working closely with over 1,000 individuals that are using credit to get the most out of life. Okay, through Credit Class, my exclusive program, we're accessing $100,000 or more at 0% interest. We're traveling the world for free and luxury, and we're building active and passive streams of income through this capital. So if you want to work with us, make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash the like button, send this with a friend or family member that needs to hear it because I know your inner circle needs help. And make sure you click the link in the description below to apply. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.